Good morning, everyone. Today's our third day of third grade. So we have some little activities that go with the third day of third grade today. We're going to do a morning work page. We're going to do a task card activity, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about IXL. And then I'd like to, I'll probably send a separate video so that you can watch it when you're done with your work. I'm going to start a read aloud, so you can enjoy that. You can color while I read, or you could work on your things while I'm reading, or you could just lay back and enjoy the story. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing, remember, we're going to be posting the video in our main page called Martinez Marvels Third. That's where I'm going to put the video so that you don't have to look for it, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and go to reading to see if there's any reading assignment, and math to see if there's a math assignment. So this week we're just sticking in reading and math. So there will be some work to do in reading. When you're doing IXL, there's nothing you need to do to turn in. I can see that on my end. I'll show you what that looks like. So this is my little dashboard, and I can click on diagnostic and I can get an idea of how everybody is doing. It goes through by students. So I don't want to share anybody's work, but that is where you can go. So some of you have been working on it long enough that it's brought your pinpoint down real close, and that really helps us know where you are. So if you can do a little bit more today, that would be wonderful. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But don't be upset if you can't do some of them, because they vary. They go a little higher. So if you answer a question and you did well, they might raise it a little bit, and then they'll just keep moving them back and forth to see where you really are. So I know that it can be very stressful because you guys are such good kids and you want to do everything perfect. And guess what? You are. You're doing it perfect. You're trying your best. And not all of the questions are you supposed to know yet. Some of them will get difficult. So do the best you can. And that's okay. I mean, I need to have something to teach you. If you knew everything, I wouldn't have a job to do for you. I wouldn't have anything to get to do. And I love my job. So I want to be able to help you learn some new things in math. Math is so much fun this year. And we'll do multiplication and some fractions and all kinds of fun things. So don't be discouraged if it's difficult. Same with the language arts. It mixes them both so we can get a score for both of them. So don't be discouraged if it's difficult, because some of it's supposed to be difficult because they're trying to see where you are. So sometimes you're going to do things that'll be really, really easy, and then there'll be some things that are really hard, and it kind of evens the playing field out. Hopefully that makes more sense to you. But all I need is for you to try your best. I don't need perfect. Don't need perfect. I just need you to be you and do the best you can, okay? I think you are perfect just as you are. So we don't need to change to have all the right answers. Remember, Mrs. Martinez wants to have her job. She likes teaching. If you know everything, I don't need to be here. So, all right. So just a little bit more time in IXL, if you can, that would be wonderful. It really helps me see where you're at. All right. So if you will grab your morning work, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to switch my camera over here. All right. We'll go over here and work on our morning work together. So let's scooch over here a little bit. So we are on page 12. All right. So I have a little pen that has an eraser on it. Pretty neat. It's an erasable pen that I'm going to use. All right. So back to nouns again. Read the noun, circle it if it is singular, underline it if it is plural. So let's talk about that for a second. Singular means one. So there would be only one of that noun. Plural means more than one. So I'm not going to do them all with you. I want to just do a few, and then we'll correct this the next time we have class. So number one, student. Does that make you think of one student or more than one student. So I believe that is singular, and it says to circle if it's singular, so I'm going to circle this one. All right, let's go down to number 2, bananas. Well, if I'm going to have just one, I would call it a banana. So if I'm going to have more than one, bananas. So it says to underline it if it is plural, so I'm going to underline this one. Does that make sense to everyone? So you're just going to go through each one of these. If it's plural, you're going to underline it. If it's singular, you're going to circle it. I'm going to go ahead and read them real quick for you. So number 3 says benches, benches. 4 is friend. Number 5 is pencils. Number 6 is houses. Number 7 is plate. And number 8 is letter. So if you're working on this by yourself, then that way maybe if you needed a little help with the reading, there you go with that. We're going to go down to math. It says round the number to the nearest 10. So remember yesterday we wrote a little thing here. So I said 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of those go down to the nearest, to the lowest 10 that it's closest to. If it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they go up to the next 10. Okay, so we'll do number 9 and number 10 together. So number 9 says 48. So we're going to decide if this is going to go down. So we're thinking of a number line. Here's 40. Here's 50. Are we going to go down to 40 or are we going to go up to 50? Well, this number 8 right here decides. So if we walk over here, I see an 8. Oop, that means I go up. So I'm going up to the nearest 10. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. When we're in number 12, we look at the 2, and that's either going to be between 10 or 20, because those are the nearest 10s by 12. So we're looking at the 2. Walk over here. 2, it says to go down. So we're going to go down to the nearest 10, which is 10 actually. All right, so just do your best on the next one. So you're always looking in the ones column. So you're going to be looking at this 1 for 51, this 5 for 35, this 7 for 27, this 4 for 94, this 3 for 63, and this 6 for 76. Now, since we're not in class together and I can't see your faces and I can't see how you're doing with this, some of you might be saying, Mrs. Martinez, this is so easy. And some people might be saying, I'm getting it. And some people might be saying, what? I don't understand. So we have all kinds of different kids in our class, and that's okay. So these little tricks up here try to help you understand. Drawing the 10s underneath might help you so that you know that 50 to 60 is where this number would sit. So maybe that will help you. So whatever makes more sense to you. We're just trying. We're going to correct this together on our next school day, which will be on Tuesday. You guys have a 4-day weekend. Friday, we're going to have time for people to catch up on things if anyone's behind on anything, because we've had we're just getting used to all of this. So I understand if there's going to be some things that we need to make up on Friday. And then Monday is a holiday, Labor Day. And so we won't have school that day. So we'll be back on Tuesday. So we will correct this on Tuesday. So make sure that you have it all filled out by then. And as always, you can pause this video at any time so that you can have time to finish it before I go on to the next thing. All right, we're going to reading now. Read the text, then answer the questions. And like I said yesterday, I like to read the question ahead of time so that I have it in my mind, what I'm thinking of, what I'm looking for in the story. So number 17 says, what is the text mostly about? Yesterday it called that the main idea. What is this story mostly about? And then number 18 says, did the picture right here help you learn more about the main idea? Remember, the main idea is, what is it mostly about? So did this picture help me learn more about the main idea of the story? Okay, let's go ahead and read that. Have you ever seen a potato bug? Many people are afraid of potato bugs because they look scary. They are big bugs that can grow up to 3 inches long. They have black stripes and thick legs. Their heads are huge with big dark eyes. They also have big jaws they use to bite. Wow, it sounds very scary. What is this text mostly about? What are they trying to tell us about? Are they trying to tell us about details? Are they trying to tell us about a specific thing? What is it mostly about? Now, when you're writing your sentence, it's good to get into the habit of making it a complete sentence. So what we do with a complete sentence is we look at the question and we say, okay, part of this question is going to be in my answer. So I'm going to help you get started with that. So when we say, what is the text mostly about? The text is mostly about, and then you're going to tell me what it's mostly about. So we took part of the question and we put it in our answer to make it a complete sentence. So number 18, did the picture help you learn more about the main idea? So did looking at that picture help you understand what the story was about? So you can answer, yes, this picture did help me figure out the main idea, or no, this picture did not, or this picture, you can describe like what this picture did for you to help you understand the whole story, the main idea of that story. All right. So hopefully that is making sense. And then we're going to go ahead and put our book away when we are finished doing that. And then I want you to grab out in your big folder that you have that has a snap on it. I want you to grab out your third day of third grade task card page. So go ahead and grab that out, and then I'm going to pull up the task cards on the screen so we can do them. All right, so you're going to be grabbing this page. Let me show you what it looks like. Your third day of third grade. So you're going to grab this page with a pen or pencil. Pencil would probably be easier so that you can erase if there's a mistake. So put that down there. All right, so what we do, we use a lot of task cards. I love to use this lady. You'll see her symbol. It says Not So Wimpy Teacher. She is a teacher who spent most of her career teaching third grade, and she loves to make third grade material. And I love how she does all of her math and her language arts, all of her grammar and vocabulary. So we're going to use her a lot. And one of the things she has are task cards. When we get back to school, we'll be able to put those all around the classroom, and it's so much fun to hang them up around the classroom and go around on like a little scavenger hunt to find them and answer them. But since we can't do that, I'm going to put them on the screen here for you to see. All right, so this is what our task cards for this set looks like. They're different every time we do one, but what we'll do is go one by one, and we're going to answer. So some of these, I'd be interested to see what your answers are going to be, just because we aren't in actual regular school. So if you haven't met anyone in our class here, you can write down somebody that you know from your other school or from your neighborhood. That is totally fine too. So number 1 says, list 3 new friends you have made in your third grade class. So you can write any friends' names down that you would like to write down in that spot. Also, while we're doing these, while I'm reading them, you can go ahead and pause, because if I wait too long, then this video will be really, really long, and I think that would be harder. So I'll read it, and if you would like to hit the little pause button, it looks like the two, let me get over here. Do you see on my screen the 2 little buttons right there? That'll help you pause on your video as well. Number 2, what is the product of 3 times 3? Think about 3 groups of 3. So if you need to draw a picture, you can do that. 3 groups with 3 things in each group. How much would that be? Product is the name of the answer. So when we are doing multiplication, the answer is called product. We'll learn that when we start our math program too. And maybe you've already heard that in second grade. Number 3 says, list 3 things you want to learn about in third grade. So you can write down what you think would be fun things that you want to learn in third grade. And just a little hint, that's going to be your question of the day. So you will type in your answers. Just a little hint there. So make sure you write them down on your paper so that when you go to your question, you can do that. Number 4 says, write 3 number sentences that equal 3. A number sentence is like if I was saying 2 plus 2 equals 4, 1 plus 3 equals 4, 5 minus 1 equals 4. So in this case, they want you to write 3 number sentences that equal 3. So what numbers can you add? What numbers could you subtract? Where the answer is 3. Okay, and I would pause it right here so that you can write your answers down before you go on to the next set of cards. Number 5 says, draw a clock that shows 3 o'clock. So draw a clock on your paper, and what does it look like? What do the hands of the clock look like when it's 3 o'clock? Number 6 says, list 3 books from the classroom library that you want to read. That's going to be a hard one. If you know of 3 books that you would like to read, I probably have them, but if you try to write down those titles of 3 books that you would like to read in third grade. Because as soon as we're back, we're going to start using this library and getting books out. Number 7, draw a circle. So that's your first thing. In the space on number 7, draw a circle and then divide it into 3 equal pieces. So do the best you can to get it into 3 equal pieces. Okay. And number 8, list 3 foods that you love to eat. List 3 foods that you love to eat. And of course, I'm going to keep reminding you can always pause so that you can catch up. And then you can freeze this page on the screen so that you can catch up with what you need to fill in. But in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Number 9 says, draw a shape that has 3 equal sides. Draw a shape with 3 equal sides. That's what we call those lines that make a shape, or sides. Number 10, who in your class has exactly 3 pets? Again, we're going to have to adjust this question. Do you know anyone, friend or family? Or maybe you do know someone in our class, but do you know anyone that has 3 pets? Can you write down their name? Number 11, what is the 3rd month of the year? Think about that. You've heard the song, January, February, March, and April, May, June. You've probably heard that song. All right, so what is the 3rd month of the year? And if you don't know, maybe someone in your family has a calendar that you could look at. Number 12 says, list 3 things that you like to do after school. So when you're done with school, even right now with this distance learning, what 3 things do you like to do after school? Write that in the space number 12. Okay, so again, pause so you can get that filled out, and if you need to look at the cards more. All right, so we're on the back side now. Okay, number 13 says, write a 3-digit number that has 3 tens. Let's think about that for a second. It's a number that has 3 in the number, so we know it's in the hundreds, and then it has to have 3 tens. 3 groups of 10. What would that number be? Number 14 says, write 3 words that describe you. How would you describe yourself? Tell me 3 things that you could say to describe yourself. So, things like, these would be all adjectives most likely. Things like funny, loving, clever, silly, smart, strong, quiet, loud, happy, sad, confused, honest, cooperative. That means you work well with others. Patient or anxious, anything like that. Number 15 says, what is 33 rounded to the nearest 10? So we've already done that in our morning work. So if you need to get that out, you can look at it. What is 33 rounded to the nearest 10? So which 10 is it going to be closest to? Number 16, list 3 things you did over the summer. So tell us 3 things that you did over the summer. Write that into number 16. All right, if you need to pause this page so that you can finish these questions, go ahead and pause it now, and then you can unpause it and go on to the next ones. Number 17 says write 3 nouns. Well, we've already worked 2 days now with nouns. So person, place, or thing. Write 3 nouns. And it can be a proper noun. A proper noun is the name of a place or a person. Number 18, list 3 things that you would be excited to see in your lunchbox. So if you were having a lunch in a lunchbox, what would be 3 things that if you saw it, you would be so excited it was in your lunchbox? All right, number 19, write 3 different contractions. So a contraction is when we take 2 words and we make them into one, and we use a little apostrophe to change it. So we take the word do not, and we make don't. We take the word cannot, and we make can't. So we have, we've. So you can write 3 different ones that you can think of. There's many, many ones that you can do. And then number 20, this is a what if. So what would you do if you had $333? What would you do with $333? I think I have something I've been wanting. I think I would buy a kayak with it. If I could find one for that price, I would buy a kayak. Because Mr. Martinez and I, we want to try to take those with us and go visit maybe Lake Stanley or something. It sounds really fun. Again, if you need to pause that page, go ahead and pause it. Number 21. Write 3 different words that must always be capitalized. So we're talking about proper nouns. It's a name of a person or a place. Write 3 different words that must always be capitalized. You can also think of simple words like I. That one always needs to be capitalized. There was a little hint for you if you were stuck. Number 22. List 3 things that you liked about 2nd grade. I know something I like about 2nd grade. Well, I know a couple things. One thing I liked about my 2nd grade was my baby brother was born the year I was in 2nd grade. But another thing I think of when I think of 2nd grade is Miss Osgood and Miss George. Those ladies are fun and wonderful and kind. And so I wonder if you think about that too. Number 23, write 3 words that rhyme with the word 3. Remember rhyming words like cat, hat, mat, sat. And write 3 words that you can rhyme with 3. Number 24, name 3 kinds of candy that you like. Name 3 kinds of candy that you like. All right, again, pause. And then on Tuesday, I will maybe see if we can get a few answers from people. I'm going to share probably those 3 that you give me from our question of the day. Let's go back up to that one. Right up here. 3 things you want to learn about in 3rd grade. So maybe we'll read some of those when we have our next video. All right. So go ahead and finish that, and then you can go to our question of the day when the video is over. I know that a few of you tried to open the question first and then watched the video and then tried to go back and it wouldn't let you. I'm not sure what it looks like from your side. When I took the class this summer on how to use Edmodo, when we turned in an assignment, if we needed to, we could resubmit it. But it doesn't seem like that might be something you can do, because I had a lot of people who needed their test reset because once they opened it, they couldn't go back to it. So make sure that you don't open the question until after you've watched the video all the way through. All right, so we did our morning work page. We've done our 3rd day of 3rd grade task cards. We're going to try to do a little bit more of IXL diagnostic, and you're doing great with that. Just keep giving it a little bit more time. I would not do it more than 30 minutes, maybe 20, maybe 15, whatever that you can handle and fit in. That would be great. And then I'm going to do a separate video where I'm going to read our new chapter book that I'm going to read aloud to you. So if you would like to listen to a read aloud, you'll want to click on the 2nd video link that will be in today's post. All right, boys and girls, I miss you. I wish I could see you. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of your parents. This is all new stuff, and sometimes technology, as wonderful as it is, doesn't always work so simple, and especially for the adults. Usually we didn't really grow up this way, so we struggle a little bit more than you probably do. But hang in there. Ask me questions if you ever need help with anything. You're doing a great job. I'm really proud of you. And if you'd like to see me in the read aloud, I'll see you there. All right. Have a great day.